Listen, I'll be honest, man. As soon as I heard about it and I read up on it, I was disappointed. Because I'm like, oh, come on, man. No, not Hogan, nigga. I mean, it's like you told me off the air. You can see if it was motherfucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan or somebody, man. Or motherfucking, shit, nigga, the fucking Billy Kidman or motherfucking Sergeant Slaughter. I mean, nigga, anybody, but not Hogan. Piper, I can see. Okay.
You can say Corporal Kirshner.
Yeah. I mean, listen. Now I can see Piper saying some shit. All right. I can see Piper saying some shit all day long because I heard he was a fucking racist anyway. But Hogan was like,
Piper was a racist. I ain't hear Piper was a racist.
Yeah, man, because Bad News Brown was talking about that shit.
Bad News?
Yeah, nigga, Bad News Brown was talking about that shit in a shoot interview.
Bad news, it must be true. The nigga name is Bad News.
They got some bad news for your ass. Sorry, y'all. Piper's a fucking racist. I worked with him. I know.
He always got something to say.
Right.
Nigga, bad news coming off. Bad news. He gonna have something to say. Shit, get ready.
Hey, yo, because Bad News always speak the truth, nigga. Hey, look. Hey. Bad News exposed the damn. I don't know if you remember way back in the day when he was feuding with Macho Man. And he was out there talking shit about Elizabeth. Elizabeth is doing favors for the president, Jack Tunney, and that's why Macho Man ain't got to fight me because Elizabeth is, so he hiding behind her skirt and all this shit. So they actually had this segment where right after Bad News whoops somebody's ass, he's talking shit to Macho, and Macho comes out there and they end up brawling. Well, what we didn't know is that because back then everything was taped. Well, they actually did that segment twice, right after one another. I guess they got backstage. And Vince McMahon said, you know what, Macho, you're supposed to be the champion of the world, and Bad News made you look weak. He said, go out there and do it again. And they said, what? And Bad News was like, wait a minute. We're gonna be doing the next city tomorrow. Let's just do it then. He said, no, you do it now. He said, go back out there and redo it again. So Bad News had to go right back out there. He had to talk all kinds of shit. And Macho had to wait for his cue, come out there and whoop his ass again. And this time he looked strong. I'm like, oh, wow. Hey, look, nigga, so Bad News will tell everything. But the thing is, I never heard him say anything about Hogan. In fact, niggas, I never heard anybody say anything about Hogan except for Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior kept it all the way real, man. Because Warrior talked about what a two-faced Uncle Tommy was when he came out and said all those things about Macho Man after he died. Mm-hmm. And Ultimate Warrior is basically saying, look, Macho Man couldn't stand you, dude.
Right. So why you talking?
You're a fake, a phony, and a fraud, and he couldn't stand you.
Yeah. Why you talking like y'all was best fucking friends and shit?
Hulk Hogan's a bitch-ass motherfucker. And I take this back, and I should have lost faith in this son of a bitch back then. But there was a car accident. Well, listen, man, because we know our history of Hogan, man. So, we such fans, though, from our childhood that we fail to acknowledge a lot of times his wrongdoings, even though it's clear as day. But let me take you back a few years to when his son, Nick, had that car accident.
Yeah.
Where one of Nick's friends was tragically injured.
Mm-hmm.
Not fatally injured, because I believe he's still alive, if I'm not mistaken, but he's in a vegetative state and has been ever since.
Yeah, man, like comatose.
Yeah. And then we'll get some more information on that to clarify, or to verify, rather. But even at that time, I remember Hogan blaming the guy and saying,
"Oh yeah,
he wasn't a good person," and
Hulk
Hogan's bitch ass son was saying the guy wasn't a good person, and how God put something heavy on him,
coming back and all kinds. of shit.
Exactly, karma. And God, this is God putting this on him. I mean, just disrespectful and nasty things, man.
Yeah.
Which basically showed that Hogan was a bitch-made motherfucker and his son was a chip off the old block.
Yeah, you're right, man. We should have noticed back then. But
we should have known this back then. But we kind of let that slide a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's sad in a sense because entertainers, they get away with shit all the time because they're entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, R. Kelly peed on girls. We know he peed on these girls, but we still listen to Step in the Name of Love and
Ignition Remix and everything else.
Ignition Remix. I Believe I Can Fly, all that shit.
Yeah.
Niggas want to fly, man. So that, you look at all that stuff, and you look at some of the totality of what Hogan has done over the years, you can't help but think, I should not be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is.
Not one bit.
We have these guys that we grew up on, and they end up being exposed later on as motherfuckers who we didn't realize they were. You know, because motherfucking Michael Jordan is a straight-up dickhead. But, growing up, it's like, oh, Jordan is the shit, right? Hogan was everything to us. And then, he turns around, oh, okay, shit, man, this racist motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sad and surprising, and it's fucking disappointing But look, we got to call it how we see it. All right. So
yeah, it reminds me of the Donald Sterling situation where he's having a private conversation in the privacy of his home, and he doesn't know he's being recorded. Now, I say this because I'm not saying that it excuses what he said, but what I'm saying is, whom amongst us hasn't said something in the privacy of our own homes that we said partially because we knew it wouldn't be exposed to the public? Who amongst us hasn't done that? Who amongst us doesn't talk to our close friends in ways that we don't talk in the public?
Yeah, I'm
listen, we on the J&J show. Let's keep it real. We say a lot of shit on the J&J show. But that's because it's the J&J show. Nobody listen to this shit. But we had 500,000 listeners, and we were like really public figures. We would check a lot of what it is that we say and how we say it, mainly because we have a message in what we do. And we don't want our message to get lost in some of the other dialogue. And at the same time, we don't want to be judged a certain way because we spoke a particular way. Because sometimes we speak in ways that don't exactly represent the totality of who we are as people. Like we say nigga all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean we don't understand the importance of a Martin Luther King and a Rosa Parks and that we don't have respect for our ancestors. It's just something we say.
Right.
But we wouldn't walk into a school talking about nigga this and nigga that, or church, or a library. A lot of it's context and content. And so when you talk about somebody who's in the privacy of their own home, minding their business with somebody who was supposed to be close to them, and they're having a private discussion, where do we draw the line in judging them for what it is they've said?
Yeah, I mean...
And listen, I got to be honest, man, I was disgusted by what Hogan said.
Yeah.
But we can't just talk about that side of it without talking about the privacy aspect too.
Yeah, because of what you said about the privacy aspect and the fact that these actual tapes have not been released. The only audio that motherfuckers really hear, the only legit audio of Hogan, is the one where he's doing the interview on the radio. And that's just him chopping it up with the radio host about the N-word. Not like using it on anybody, but just talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
And that was just Hogan doing a regular fucking interview. No real problems. But we saw transcripts.
But the thing with the interview that he did on, I think it was DJ Who Kid's show, you can't be mad at him for that because he was just using having a general discussion. He wasn't calling anybody the N-word.
Right.
And it was a conversation that was started by black guys.
Yep.
But what we understand was said in that sex tape is something different. And he was actually, I think what kind of hits home with this one and what makes it sting a little more is he spoke about black men in relation to his precious beloved daughter like as if we're unworthy or predatory in some ways or another. And his sweet, innocent queen, or princess rather, would be somehow or another degraded, assaulted, disrespected,
corrupt,
downgraded by dealing with a black male.
Yeah.
I don't want her dating a nigger unless he's worth X amount of money. Why? Why can't he just be a good man?
Right.
But you see what he's saying. Subsequently, what he's saying essentially is, black man wants to date my daughter, he has to be $100 million, 8-foot tall basketball player. White man wants to date my daughter. Okay, well we can talk.
Right.
Okay, you on hard times, so you're a garbage man right now. All right, we can talk.
Yeah.
But as soon as that skin turns dark,
yeah, we got a problem.
You got to have a contract out of this world. Yeah, you got to have a contract, and you got to be such and such. It's absurd.
Yeah. All y'all white boys out there, don't be getting no tans and shit because even that,
right.
It's gonna be a problem. You trying to date Brooke.
What really stings about this, let's get focused for a minute. What stings about this in a lot of ways is this sense of black people in America. This is not exclusive to Hulk Hogan when it comes to white people. What black folks and what Americans have to understand, that ideology that he has right there represents a lot of white Americans.
Yeah.
And it's not just about who's dating their daughter. It's about who works in their workplace, who goes to their churches, who goes to their schools, their libraries. Y'all motherfuckers better understand something. Jim Crow wasn't, 50 years ago? Okay? I mean, the Civil Rights Movement was 1965. That wasn't that long ago. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, the thing is, man,
those ideas, that mind state still exists.
It's such
so motherfuckers that get caught red-handed saying, I don't want niggas dating my daughter, that ain't just him. That's a whole grip of the motherfuckers.
But, yo, it's such ignorance, though, because of what you said a little while ago. You said, okay, what's wrong with him just being a good man? Why's he got to be, rich, and you got to be, an athlete and all this stuff? And it's the ignorance there. You know how, like, when kids used to ask their racist parents, wait a minute, why can't I play with little Shaniqua? It was like, well, because she's black and she, okay, but why, what the fuck is going to happen to me just by playing with her? She's a little fucking kid. She's my friend. We got some things in common. We like to play. What's the problem? But because they just see black, it don't matter. Right. And they don't have a real explanation. They don't really have an actual reason. They don't have any true justification for why they don't want to mix. All they know is that they see skin color. It's not theirs. They don't want it. That's ignorance.
Yeah, absolutely. Hulk Hogan's not sorry because of what he said. He's sorry because he got caught. And that's always the fucking case.
Wait, will he apologize?
Oh, yeah, he's put out an apology, yeah.
Really?
He said it was ignorant, it was hurtful. Yeah, he's definitely put out an apology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he definitely put out an apology. He's released a statement. And he also tweeted vague bullshit.
I heard him say something about the universe and all that, and then,
Yeah, it's just,
But I never knew that he apologized.
There's always something about wicked forces out here, and God is going to see me through this. Nigga, you a racist.
You say you are the wicked force.
Yeah. Evil spirits. Nigga, please. But I guess what's so bothersome about this whole issue, man, Hulk wrestled with black motherfuckers for years.
Yeah, they get a junkyard dog, motherfucking
Booker T, all them niggas, man. Years.
Yeah.
And to know that he could get out there on the front lines of the WWE and put his blood, sweat, and tears out there alongside these other guys and risk their bodies and their health night in, night out, but their sons could never be good enough to date his daughter unless they had a $100 million contract of some kind. Because essentially what he's saying is the only good black people are black people that are wealthier than he is. Everybody else is fucking scum on the bottom of his shoe and his kids' shoes. And sad in a lot of ways because number one, it's just bad. Racism is just bad, period. Two, this is somebody who kids looked up to for years, including Jay and myself. This is somebody we grew up on. This is somebody who, if you told us he was a racist 20 years ago, we'd have slapped the shit out of you.
Right. And it's crazy because I was just watching him on Tough Enough, right? Because he's one of the judges on there.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a black guy on there named Patrick. And it's like Hogan liked him at first, and then Patrick got kind of cocky and shit, so, he started talking a little bit of shit. And then when Patrick got eliminated, he was a little bit more humble, or at least tried to act like he was. And then Hogan gave him all kinds of props again. He was like, you know what, brother, you are the one that's going to go higher than any of us. It's I'm like, nigga, I just didn't see no evidence whatsoever of this racist shit that we hear about today. But now I do have a question for you about Vince McMahon and all that. Do you feel like until the actual but see, then again, you did say that he apologized, so he pretty much already acknowledged his guilt.
Yeah.
But I guess before that, do you think they should have supported him, waited first, and then fight? I mean, how do you think they should have handled it? Or do you think they handled it the right way?
I think they handled it the right way, except for one thing, with one caveat. I say that because what they did was they scrubbed him from everything WWE. They removed him from the Hall of Fame. They removed him from the website. They scrubbed his pictures, his name, any reference to Hogan is gone. Yeah. It's like he doesn't exist, like he never existed.
Yeah.
Having that said, what they should have done as well is acknowledge that privacy is a right that every American should have, and that as an organization and an entity, they respect rights to people's privacy. Because that's an issue, too, now. See, the thing is, we can talk about the racism all day, every day, and Hogan's wrong. But you have to start talking about the privacy, too. You have to. Because, like I just said, whom amongst us hasn't said something or spoken in a way that if it made it to the public eye, we would be in Hogan's shoes right now.
Yep.
Not saying that we said anything as nasty and vulgar as what he said.
Right.
But here's an example. Who amongst us ain't cussed out a woman and cussed her out so bad that if our mama had got a copy of it, we'd be afraid to go back to our house.
Right. That'd be our ass.
Now, that's just one example. But there's so many situations or circumstances out here where we've engaged in dialogue and activity, whereas we did it in part because we knew, or at least we felt like, only the parties that were there present at that moment would receive that information or be subject to what was being discussed, not the whole world.
You know what?
So
prime example would be somebody who is, a big-time celebrity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I used to hear that Leonardo DiCaprio used to require some head to give him an autograph. I mean, I don't know how true that is.
What?
But
I ain't never heard that.
Yeah. I
wouldn't put it past him.
I only heard it once. But imagine him having a conversation with one of his boys, and somehow, shit. Look, I don't give a fuck about these bitches. Just they can be fucking fans all they want, go see the movies, but unless these hoes are sucking my dick, I don't give two shits about them. And I wish I would fucking shake their hand and give them an autograph, blah blah.
Right.
If that shit made it out, to the public, it would completely affect him.
Yeah, he'd be wrong.
Yeah. Or even if he's not being that disrespectful, but maybe he's just talking about the fact that his fame allows him all kinds of privilege. I mean, shit, I can pretty much fuck anybody because, look, I'm fucking famous. I'm Leo DeCap.
Yeah.
So, hell yeah, I can get my dick sucked. I can get it sucked a whole lot quicker than you. I can get it sucked by more bitches than you. I can make your girlfriend suck my dick in front of you if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's just what it is. So imagine if he was just talking about that and then it gets out. Motherfuckers like, oh, this fucking cocky sleazebag, scumbucket, all kinds of, and then he got to come out with some bullshit-ass apology. When, of course, just like you said, he ain't really sorry about what the fuck he said because he said it. You know what I'm saying? The nigga meant it.
Yeah, but not only is he not sorry about what he said, but sometimes you speak passionately when you're not passionate. Or sometimes you say things inarticulately because you're not in that mindset of I'm speaking to the public. You're in the mindset I'm having a private conversation in my house that I pay the motherfucking bills at. So I should be able to say what I want when I want to. Yeah. It's just like this. Say you at work, right? You done had a bad day. And you just come home, you need a vent. Walk through the door, the first thing, them fucking cracker-ass motherfucking crackers become my goddamn fucking nerves. Fuck all them crackers. Somebody caught that moment. They shit on YouTube. And said, oh, shit. Jay from the James A Show said, fuck all the crackers. And it was this big uproar. And this outrage. And ban him from YouTube. And ban him from this, that, and the third. And all your fans came out and stuff like that and turned on you. And then you're just sitting there like, wait a minute. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
I've never downgraded a white person. I've never not hired a white person because they were white. I've never. What? I just had a moment because I was frustrated.
Right.
And so sometimes when we hear these different things, we don't know the context of it, just like with the Donald Sterling thing. And we talked about this before, Jay, and we said the same thing. We was on the same page. Who knows what he was thinking at that time when he said to that young lady? Look at it like this. That's his girl. He's spending all this money on his young pussy and stuff like that because he's an old washed up man. He'll probably be dead soon enough. You understand what I'm saying? He can't compete physically with the young boys out here. And he see this young thing that he's buying Ferraris and Lamborghinis and shit like that for and taking on expensive trips and eating lobster and all this shit for her, buying mink coats and handbags, shoes, and she shows up with such and such black guy.
Yeah.
So he get her back to the crib, but you showing up with this black motherfucker and that black motherfucker. What do you know with all these black motherfuckers?
Right.
It's not that he's mad. It ain't that he has this thing against black people so much, but he's pissed off that this young thing. And look, I'm not saying that this is his mindset. I'm saying, but it could be.
Right.
But we don't know that because we jumped all over it as a racist. But what I'm saying is we didn't get context to this whole thing.
Yeah.
He didn't offer any, so fuck him. Because as far as I'm concerned, if you didn't offer any context, then you're guilty.
Yeah.
You don't come out and say, listen, I was going through some shit. Oh, girl was tripping. I bought all these bags and these shoes and things like that. And she fucking such and such.
I got kind of mad.
I got
jealous. I was insecure.
It's just like me.
You know,
I'm an old ass man. I done spent all this money on buying bags, cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. Look, I can't even afford that shit. I buy a bitch a regular ass pants or a motherfucking some old ass Adidas or something. Not even them high heel shoes that I can wear. I'm talking about some old fucking Skippies. I still bought that. So if you go out here and disrespect me by hanging out with this one and that one and that one, yeah, I'm gonna have something to say. And if he happened to be a little Chinese cat, I might say something about Chinese. Why are you a Chinese mother? I done spent all this money. You hanging out with Chinese niggas. Bitch, I done bought you mink coats, bags. I done took you shopping. We done flew to Jamaica and things like that.
Right, you over here with this Chinese motherfucker?
And you a Chinese motherfucker. So it ain't that I'm mad at Chinese motherfuckers. But then again, I might be for that moment, but I'm not mad at Chinese as a people. But I'm mad at some Chinese motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if you listen to his Donald Sterling I'm talking about now, so if you listen to his rant when he was going back and forth with the girl, he wasn't even being, like, way disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? Mm. Like, he wasn't like, you know, why are you showing up with them basketball playing, watermelon eating, spear chucking motherfuckers? He didn't say all that. He was like, why are you with black people? Now, granted, you could sense that he was disgusted the fact that she was with a black person, but we don't know why. And we don't know if it was all black people or just those black people that she was with, or if it was a matter of him just feeling really jealous and down on himself because he's an 80-something-year-old man and he can't knock that, and he can't compete.
Yeah.
Even though he spent all his fucking money on this girl and bought her a mansion and different things like that. And here's the thing. We got to be realistic. We are everyday average salary motherfuckers. Even if we take a bitch to fucking TGI Fridays and she start tripping the next day calling up other niggas, I think we're going to have a problem with it. Imagine if you bought her a mansion and she went and gave the pussy to somebody else. How would you feel?
Yeah.
Again, we're regular, everyday salary motherfuckers. We take a bitch to Popeyes, okay? That's what I'm listening. You can't just get out of the way.
Wait a minute. I need to go back to Hogan and what you said about them removing him from the website and pretty much from everything that is WWE. I didn't like that either. And when I heard that he wasn't even in the alumni section anymore, you know, he's not listed as one of the Hall of Famers, I mean, that's a bit ridiculous. I mean, that's going fucking overboard. Because the motherfucker clearly exists. The motherfucker clearly is a huge, huge reason why the WWE is and was so successful.
If not the hugest reason.
Yeah. So to completely disregard all that and act like we're supposed to forget the motherfucker ever existed is nonsense. It's bullshit to me. Now, like you said, they fired him and that's that. I want to know what's going to happen come Tough Enough next week because he's on that show every week. So all of a sudden there's going to be two judges' chairs and one empty one in the middle without the 24-inch pythons, and I wonder who's going to take that spot.
Look, I look at it like this, man. Because we're talking about Hogan, we're talking about Donald Sterling. I almost feel like Donald Sterling is going to get his job back based on this new Hogan release. Because Hogan shit was a million times more intense. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want. Can you pull up the exact quote
of
the internet of what Hogan said?
Oh, what Hogan said.
Yeah, the verbatim quote.
Let me look here real quick so I can see if I can grab it. All right, world exclusive. Hulk Hogan racist scandal. Caught on tape saying N-word. Daughter Brooke exclusive. All right, let's see here. He said, I guess we're all a little racist. And then he said she's making some real bad decisions right now. My daughter Brooke jumped sides on me. I spent $2 to $3 million.
Wait. Slow down. She's making some bad decisions right now. She's flipped sides on me?
Yeah.
Whoa.
My daughter Brooke jumped sides on me. I spent $2 to $3 million on her music career. I've done everything like a jackass for her. Then it says, at that point on the tape, the former Hogan Knows Best star bemoaned about how a black billionaire guy had offered to fund her music career. I don't know if Brooke was fucking the black guy's son, Hulk raved. I mean, I don't have double standards. I mean, I'm a racist to a point, fucking niggers. But then when it comes to big people and shit and whatever, then in a tirade to rival the racism embarrassments suffered by Mel Gibson and Dog the Bounty Hunter, Hulk unloaded even more hatred. According to sources, he said, I mean, I'd rather, if she was going to fuck some nigger, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall nigger worth $100 million, like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist, fucking nigger. Hulk did not return a request for comment.
Of course not.
Right. I mean, shit, but, you know, it is what it is. So we got to face the facts, nigga. This is fucking reality right here. And you know, at this point, man, there's no two ways about the shit. After reading what he actually said, this is, hey, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that because I wanted to defend him, but I mean, shit, man, fuck him. You know, so that's how he feels. You know, by black people, you know, just tossing around, you know, the N-word just like it ain't nothing, and saying it in such a derogatory way. Okay, well, shit, fuck you too, Hogan.
That was harsh right there. Damn.
Jay, are you disappointed?
Highly disappointed.
All right. Do you wish this was all just some big cruel joke or misunderstanding?
Of course, man. I grew up on fucking Hulk Hogan, man.
Right.
I wish this was some April Fool's type shit.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, y'all thought I was a racist? You're crazy.
And that's actually the first thing that I thought, and then I realized we're in July, so
yeah.
So that got it out of my head real quick. But I mean, nigga was searching for any explanation. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what you do when it comes to your heroes.
Yeah. Now, if Hogan had never copped to this and apologized and all that, if he pretended he was innocent, act like he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, you know, it must be a fraud, you know, like the other mock interview version of it that you heard, right?
Yeah.
If he would have said something like that, and there's no proof to the contrary outside of people talking some shit, could there be any way that he or the WWE could fight this or get past it? Since the audio tapes are sealed.
That's a very good question. I almost hate to say it, man. This one is almost etched in stone a little bit because of the carelessness of how he threw the word around and the fucking nigger on the end of it. Yeah, he would say something and end it with a fucking nigger. Just like it was nothing.
Yeah,
that's what adds to the sting the most, probably.
Right.
Like you said what you said, you feel how you feel, but throwing that at the end is kind of like, yeah, I said it, man. And I wish a nigga would say some shit to me. I'll break a nigga's nose with his 24-inch pythons.
And then drop a leg on his neck.
Yeah, and you just sitting there like, man, I ain't did nothing to your ass.
Damn. Well,
I don't know how to. It's hard to all take in at one time. And this shit is fresh. This just happened. I mean, J&J, we on this. We got the exclusive or whatever.
Yeah, and the J&J show, we wanted to support Hogan, but it just can't be supported. You know. No,
you just can't.
Yeah.
Because I look at it like this, man. That's just what was caught on tape. That's what you think he said, like, that wasn't caught on tape.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, it's always wild, too, how whenever some shit go down, it's always a woman at the back of it, you know, the back end of it.
Right, yeah.
Always a bitch. So turn it on video recorders and, you know, sitting there listening to the bullshit. They can tell me you feel.
Hey.
You know something else, bitch, I hate niggas.
But you know what, though? Hey, look,
tell the truth.
This kind of goes back to, you know how you said earlier, as far as like what we say, and we say it right here on the air, it's kind of good that we do just say everything on the air flat out as it is and how we feel, because you won't really have too much that just, you know, comes out or gets leaked, because we say what the fuck we want to say out here. I mean, we talk all kinds of shit. And there have been people who have already been offended by it. But it's like, shit, this is us. Shit, everybody else likes it. Fuck you mean you're offended? Okay, we'll go get out some.
I mean, basically, but here's the too, man, with respect to this whole thing. A lot of people are going to, you know what they're going to say? Well, black people call each other the N-words all the time. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
And for me, it's not so much about the N-word. It's more about they're not good enough for us.
Yeah. It's that context behind it. You know,
it's just a word. Yeah, the context behind it, exactly. Like I said, you know, we got on Donald Sutherland's ass, and he didn't even use the N-word. He ain't said nigga not once. I've heard more nigger in an NWA album or,
right.
Whatever the latest rap album is.
Yeah.
Than Donald Sutherland used. He didn't use it at all. But
right.
Hope used it. Hope put it all out there in the streets.
But
and so,
but you know it's you know what's crazy is that in that interview with those with the radio host, he was like he said something like, now wait a minute. He was like, you can call me nigga, how come I can't say it to you? I mean, it's almost like the nigga was clueless. Like, wait, I don't understand. What's the difference? I don't really think he got it. I mean, whereas like a lot of white people, they don't seem to get it. He's like, wait a minute, but I hear y'all say it, to each other all the time. In fact, because they call Hogan nigga, but that's just because how we talk to everybody. It don't really mean anything. But for some reason, man, when white people say it and they throw that ER on there, it's just a whole other thing. And you know what they mean. It's such a condescending way of saying it. It's not saying it like you my homie. It's not saying it like, that guy, that dude, that person. It's that fucking lowly, fucking
low
irrelevant,
class, beneath us.
Monkey that's at the bottom of my shoe. He's not even worthy of being called Jay.
Right.
He's just a nigga,
And and you just hit it on the head, man. That's exactly why this is so much, because there's this element to it of them versus us. Yeah, them versus us. So it's this element of him trying to otherize us as people. They're other. We're people. We're human beings, and then it's them. That whole. They got to be worth this much to be on our level. Yeah.
You said earlier. You said, if he's white, he's a garbage man, fine. But as soon as that skin turns black, it's a whole nother ball game. And I mean, hey, look, let's be honest. I mean, look, nigga, hey, I think Brooke has gobbled her share of black dick.
Oh, of course she has.
Yeah, there's not even a question about that shit. Brooke is fucking had black dick in the back of her throat, nigga, many a times. I'm sure
she's been cockslapped enough times.
Yeah,
and I think that probably irritates Hogan a little bit. His lily white princess is out here gobbling up that black worm.
Yeah, but Hulk, I mean, look at it this way, man. People still want to fuck your lovely white daughter, so it hasn't degraded her in the world's eyes. So therefore, it shouldn't degrade her in your eyes. Everything should be just fucking fine. All right, just look at it like that. She's still alive and well. She's still trying to do a little sorry ass music thing, which ain't going nowhere as far as I know.
Yeah, her music ain't about shit.
Yeah,
the bitch ain't got no talent.
Right.
Here's the thing, man. If you look at this situation and you look at some of what's going on in America right now, and it's like, the way that Hulk tried to otherize us and that commentary with this young lady on the sex video or whatever, I basically said you have to be super exceptional to be at a mediocre level when compared to them. It's the same thing with the job force out here, with the workforce. Black people are the last hired and the first fired. Mm-hmm. And to even get a foot in the door a lot of times, you got to come with a double master's degree, whereas a lot of white boys will walk in with a high school diploma.
Right.
They get paid the same thing. So we see this kind of thing all the time. And quite frankly, one of those things that is perpetuated behind closed doors a lot, rarely does it make its way to the surface. This is a situation that sort of made its way to the surface.
Yeah.
And now you have motherfuckers embarrassed, as they should be.
Let's, just for fun, Jay, because you said earlier that you wish this was all some big mistake or misunderstanding. So just out of curiosity, who would you prefer this be that we caught talking all this racist bullshit instead of Hogan?
Anybody, man.
I think I said anybody.
Jake the Snake Roberts. I mean, motherfucking nigga, Kevin Nash. I mean, big up some of them old niggas from the grave.
Hey,
Big Boss Man, Bam Bam Bigelow, anybody.
Wait a minute, man. This nigga said anybody. This nigga said the honky tonk man. This nigga said I don't care.
Yeah, honky tonk man. I don't give a damn who it is.
Wait a minute, man.
Ravishing Rick Rude. I don't give a fuck.
What? Hey, yo, remember Rude was my nigga, man.
Rude was my nigga. I like Rude.
Nigga said I like Rude.
When it comes to the shit, though, man, you got to take Hogan over Rude. Somebody got to take the fall, man. I'd rather be Rude.
Oh shit! This nigga said anybody. Nigga said Rick Steiner.
Anybody, man. Look.
He said the $1 Million Man, nigga, IRS.
Nigga, Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Right, hey, now you know what? Now, see, that would make sense, man, because him and Hogan are real tight, you know what I'm saying, as friends and shit. So, I mean, look, man, come on, Beefcake, listen, all the fucking shit that Hogan has done for you, man, and got you jobs every fucking place, least you can do is take the fall for this shit, man. All right, look, just listen, man.
Nigga, you ain't got to be the white boys, man. I'll take some of the Spanish motherfuckers, Tito Santana.
Yeah. Listen, any of y'all motherfuckers, fall in line, okay, because if it wasn't for Hogan, y'all motherfuckers would have never been eaten in the WWF in the mid to late 80s. So here's what I want you to do.
Nobody give a fuck about Iron Sheik by itself.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't give a
fuck about Nikolai Volkov by itself.
Fuck Nikolai. Come on, man. Sorry ass Nikolai Volkov. Now listen, if you really want to thank him, go ahead and just take the fall for this shit, man. It's okay. All right, J&J will understand. Go ahead and tell everybody, since they haven't actually heard the tape, it was your motherfucking ass on there talking all that shit, and, you know, everything could be fine.
The problem with this is not just a tape, though. It's a video.
Oh, yeah. But look, though, until we see the video and hear him actually saying the words, we can always pretend. So maybe that gives us a little bit more time, man. Hogan and WWE, fucking Vince made a mistake. Tito Santana, like you said, shit, man. Yo, this is terrible. Terrible, but...
Hey, listen, this was just in. Brooke Hogan defends her dad by writing a poem called If My Father.
If You Were My Father?
If You Knew My Father.
Oh, If You Knew My Father.
Yeah, if You Knew My Father. That's the poem that she wrote.
What does the poem say?
Let me read this bullshit. If You Knew My Father by Brooke Bolia. If you knew the dad I knew, you'd know his tender heart. He'd never want to hurt his fans or family from the start. If you knew my father, you would know how he fought.
Hold on. Your phone's going out a little bit.
I'm going to pick up where I left off, because this is bullshit already.
All right.
If you knew my father, you would know how hard he fought, and the way it brought a smile to people light, medium, and dark. We always fight a battle that people never see. And sometimes when you're hurting, you think logically. Human isn't perfect, and perfect is not he. But I can tell you one thing. It's just not what it seems. Because if you knew the dad I knew, you know he raised me well. He taught me folks are so much more than shades could ever tell. If you knew my father, you would know he's down to earth. He may have slammed the giant, but remember life's true worth. If you knew my father, if you just walked in his shoes, then you would know that microscope that comes with yellow boots. What?
Wow.
If you knew my father, you would see your own in mine. No, I wouldn't. No. My dad wouldn't fuck somebody else's wife, first of all. But let's move on.
Oh.
And if he was your father, he could never find divide. Yeah. Because me, I bet your father or someone that you love maybe regret something they wish they'd never done. So if you know my father, remember he's a man. And you would crave relief if people judge everything you did. That ain't even rhyme, bitch. The Lord says to forgive them. Don't be the one to stone. So please remember his strong arms when... Nigga, oh, fuck no, this shit's too long. I thought I was almost done.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah, I scrolled down a little more. It's like 7 more of these. Ain't gonna read all that. Just to know your dad's a fucking racist.
Yeah. All right, so wait a minute. All right, listen. You guys, we are going to do our 5 questions with Jay in the middle of this fucking segment because of what Jay just read about Brooke. We're actually going to include it in this segment right here. Jay, I have 5 questions for you, all related to Hogan and the Hogan family. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Question number 1. Would you fuck Brooke Hogan?
With all my might.
There you go. Question number 2. On a 1 to 10 scale, how good do you think Brooke Hogan gives head?
Ooh, probably a 10.
Wow. There we go. All right. Question number 3. If you could talk to Hulk Hogan right fucking now, what is one thing you would ask and one thing you would say?
One thing I would ask him is, Hulk, what was the context of what you were saying, and what was your mind state at that time? Because I really want to know that. Like, what was on his mind? Like, what were you going through? What were you dealing with?
Mm-hmm.
Then I would say, bring your ass with me on down to the projects.
Uh-oh. They're going to get fucked up.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, you're right. You know, so a lot of motherfuckers might be, oh, shit. Yo, what up, Hulk? So,
yeah.
Never know. Okay. Question number 4. What is your favorite Hulk Hogan match?
Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
WrestleMania 3 or Saturday Night's Main Event?
3.
WrestleMania 3.
Absolutely.
All right. And question number 5. Should Hulk Hogan ever be brought back to the WWE?
I think so. Not tomorrow. Maybe not a year from now. But I think he should be brought back because the contribution was too great for entirely too long. I mean, this is not somebody that came in and fought one match, said some racist shit the next day, and was done for. This is somebody who's put in 40 years of solid wrestling entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just sweep that under the rug.
Yeah.
So I think that, society is going to take a while to heal. But I think he can repair his image. It's just going to take time. He's got to do the right things. He's going to have to make some pretty smart moves. And he's going to have to show that he's not a racist.
Yeah.
Because he said something very racist. So you're going to get your ass out there and go to the projects, go to the hood, and some of these black communities and do something.
Yeah, man, start going to some of these soup kitchens and shit, man. You got to feed
soup
some
kitchens,
of these white motherfuckers, man. All kind of shit.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I just had black motherfuckers. Now, see, that could have came off racist. But
yeah. So, but here's the thing, man, and this is one thing that is true in life. I don't give a fuck who you are, whether you wrestle, you play ball, or you're just a regular day motherfucker. When you do something, you hurt a group of people or a person that you're going to have to fix it one way or another, the more time you waste not trying to fix it, the more damage is done. You understand what I'm saying? Take a relationship with a woman. You fuck up. You do wrong. You do dirt. She finds out. The more you sit around acting like the shit didn't happen or not communicating or not getting things right or not preparing to get things right, the more damage you are doing. What Hulk Hogan has to do is not disappear for 30 days. He needs to put on his boots and go down there to the projects right away. Make a speech. Call Tavis Smiley and Dr. Cornel West and Michael Eric Dyson and them. Stay away from Al Sharpton and them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because they're going to come with it. But they're going to try to get paid. So.
But I mean, shit, if that's the case, ask Vince McMahon if you can get motherfucking 10 minutes on WWE TV to explain to all the fucking fans how you felt. Now, I don't know if
that's something too.
Shit, but,
that's something too. He might not go for it since they just scrubbed his ass from everything. But that's something too, man. But just to act like the guy doesn't exist, that doesn't do anything to progress the cause, because the cause here is to end racism altogether, which I don't know is even possible. But you have to at least try. And to act like, okay, somebody made a mistake and we sweep them under the rug and we brush and act like it never happened, like it never existed, that doesn't resolve anything.
Yeah.
What resolves the situation is you bring that person in and say, this is what you did wrong. Obviously, you know what you did wrong. How do you think you should go about fixing the situation if fixing it is what you actually want to do? Because you got some motherfuckers that don't want to fix it, they can care less.
Yeah.
Because the reality, too, is you can be a racist in America, and there's places that you can go where you're welcome. A lot of places.
Yeah.
So, you look that motherfucker in his eye. Ask him, do you want to fix this? Do you want to make this right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he says, yes, I want to make this right, what do I have to do? To start with some of this right here.
Yeah.
And that means you got to go digging in your pockets and digging in your pocketbook to dish out funds here and there. But what it does mean is you got to show your face in places.
Yeah, and also let your voice be heard. Hell, look, nigga, the first thing you can do is hop on the J&J show. Go ahead and do an interview with us. We'll be fair. And, I mean, shit, man, if you want to...
Lord knows we can use the publicity.
Yeah.
You see that goddamn Cherry Johnson, nigga, we ain't talking no fucking about it.
Hey, well, that's not
nigga had Ray J in the trenches, but in the clutches, but
yeah, that's
through
actually what I was about to say, man. Yeah, we we almost had Ray J, man, but then when he heard the shit we was talking about him, it kind of fell through. So we said, hey, listen, I want to hear what Ray J thinks. I want to hear what Ray J has to say.
Oh, yeah. I get everything. I get the protests and everything like that, but what about my songs, though?
Right.
This comes from the heart.
Right. Shit. So we know it's really important on his mind. So once he heard about that shit, he was like, hey, look, yo, fuck these niggas, man.
Right.
Oh, yeah, J&J show with 50 fucking subscribers and shit. So, all right, well, fine. Talk all the shit you want, nigga. Hey, but J&J were, shit. Yeah, I mean, shit, I guess it really don't matter how fucking popular we used to be. But
right.
But I'll tell you this much. Hogan could do something, and I hope, for everybody's sake, this shit gets better with that particular situation. But what I will say is this, is WWE, they can't just erase everybody who's ever done a bad thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got nobody left.
Yeah, I mean, you know, okay, shit. After that thing with Chris Benoit, of course, they erased him completely. And it just got to the point now where if you watch the network, his matches are actually included in the pay-per-views, whereas before, if they aired a pay-per-view, they would fucking cut his match out and just act like it never was there. But what I don't get is how you got a motherfucker like Superfly Snuka who killed his girlfriend way fucking back in the day, and they're just kind of reopening that shit now. And shit, they still show his ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying, a few years back, you know, shit, man, this motherfucker was on screen, you know what I'm saying, the storyline with motherfucking Chris Jericho and shit. So, you know, you have stuff like that where he did way worse shit than call somebody a fucking nigger. I mean, you know, shit, this nigga killed somebody. But because there's no proof and they rule it as a fucking accident, they just let it go. And my question is this. If this was Stone Cold Steve Austin calling somebody a nigger, would he be erased from the record books?
Right, exactly.
I mean, you know, come on, man. I mean, where does this shit fucking end? I mean, I get that it was terrible to do, but I mean, you know, you're going a little bit overboard. Go ahead and fire the nigga, because that's pretty much the standard procedure when any celebrity gets caught making a racist remark or they're on a racist rant, you know, because they mentioned Mel Gibson, they mentioned Dog the Bounty Hunter. Let's not also forget about the other ones, motherfucking Michael Richards, right, from Seinfeld. Motherfucking
Seinfeld, yep.
Yeah. Motherfucking Gilbert Gottfried. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these motherfuckers have
Gilbert Gottfried, yeah.
Well, I mean...
yeah, no, I remember that shit.
Yeah. So, you know, they all making these racist fucking remarks and going on rants and shit, but at the end of the day, a lot of them...
Man, you ever think about this? Because, like, you look at the WWE, right? And I remember this, you know, when I was a kid, I didn't know any fucking different in the 80s and everything like that. But it felt like at that time, okay, WWE is representing every aspect of the world. You know, we got some Iranians, you know, we got some Middle Easterners, we got some Asians, you know, we got some blacks, we got some whites, some Europeans, some Russians. Like, they represented some of everybody. But,
and I can name them motherfuckers right now, nigga. Okay, so you know.
But here's the thing. Do you think that, because I thought about this, I was just sitting here thinking about this, do you think that in some way or another, they promoted a lot of stereotypes then?
Yep.
That sort of typecasted.
Hell yeah, nigga. Hey, all you gotta do is look at Slick, the fucking manager. Slick.
Right.
I mean, come on, man, with motherfucking Jive So Bro and shit. You know, nigga portrayed a pimp. He walked with a motherfucking cane and shit.
So let me ask you this.
Huh?
Good point. That's exactly the point that I'm making. So let me ask you this. Is it hypocritical for WWE to fire, to terminate, to disregard Hogan altogether based on their years of stereotyping and profiting off of stereotyping?
It just might be.
Think about that shit, man.
Because
think about that shit. They had Chinese motherfuckers up there spitting shit out their mouth. They had motherfucking big African nigga with a bone on his face and shit. And, you know, they had all kind of goofy ass shit on there. But Middle Eastern motherfucker with a turban on and, you know, the camel clutch. Because he Middle Eastern, he rides a camel. Come on, man.
Nigga, they had motherfucking... Hey, look, if you think about with motherfucking, with Tito Santana, nigga, how often did Jesse Ventura call that motherfucker Chico Santana? Nigga, every fucking week. Nigga, Chico Santana. Nigga, I don't know if I've ever heard him actually say Tito. Nigga, it was Chico Santana all the damn time. Nigga, he called Coco Beware buckwheat. So please explain to me how...
Oh, shit, did he?
Yeah. So please explain to me how all that shit is okay, but yet Hogan says some shit in the privacy of his own fucking home now, or somebody else's home, a hotel room, and it gets caught on tape, and the transcript gets released, not the audio, but the transcript gets released, We don't really know the context of how he said it, because you know that reading something and hearing it is two different things, too.
It's two different things, yeah. You hear it has a little more, you can hear the effect of it.
Yeah. So
the intention comes out a little more.
Yep. And so when this happens, it's like, okay, nope, fuck Hogan. Let's act like the motherfucker never existed. So,
yeah.
I mean, shit, let's take him out of our record books, man. Let's take him off our fucking TV show. Let's take him off this Australian tour coming up. None of that shit, man. None of it. It's just like somebody said on one of the comments, okay, so I guess that means Andre the Giant body slammed himself. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucking, Undertaker beat himself at Survivor Series 1991. It's like, Hogan just never fucking existed. I mean, what I want to know is if I turn on the WWE Network, are they going to not have his matches on these pay-per-views all of a sudden? I mean, nigga, because he was the main event in most of them. So I want to know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah. Hey, hold on real quick. Oh, nigga, they got a statement from Virgil.
What, do they really?
Yeah. They got a statement from Virgil. Let's think of Virgil. Hold on. Goddamn nigga Virgil. Virgil says he was sad on Friday morning when he read about Hogan's N-word rant. He wasn't sad. And it says he doesn't condone racism or racist behavior one bit. Virgil tells us you can only judge a person based on past experience. Hulk Hogan has never given me a reason to believe he is a racist.
All right. Well, I mean,
Virgil.
shit. Hey,
that nigga's still around. All right.
Hey, now here's a question.
Nigga, fuck Virgil, man.
Wait a minute. No. Wait. This could work. Because, listen, what I'm thinking is, I mean, first off, look, you're right. Okay, don't nobody give a damn about Virgil. But here's the thing. If enough people start to jump up and defend Hogan, will that help him in this situation?
Support is always good. Support is always good. I mean, when you say in a situation, are you saying with respect to the WWE getting this job back or getting recognition back with them? Are you talking about society as a whole, talking about the fans? Like, what do you mean?
I'm talking about all of that.
All of that? I think,
yeah.
Because, I mean, support is good one way or another. And when you have people come out and say good things about you in the midst of, a storm like this, it can only soften the blow, at least some, which is a good thing, which is what you want to happen.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man, because it didn't help Bill Cosby's ass, but...
Well, what do you mean, though? I mean, Bill Cosby, we talking about rape versus using the N-word.
No, I mean, I just meant as far as, like, the few people that did support him, it still seemed like every time you turn around, somebody else was hammering his ass, and I don't know how good it did because,
well, if you recall, man, only one person really supported Bill and said that this was, well, two people that I know, Faison Love and Jill Scott. They were the only two people that came out and said, no, this was bullshit, they lying, yada, yada, yada. Everybody else. I thought that Felicia Rashad came out and said something. Did she? And then motherfucking Raven Simone. She said something. What did they say, though? Did they say that he didn't do this, he couldn't have done it, this is not who he is? Well, what she said was that, I never noticed anything like that when I was on the fucking set. Okay, so that's not really support. I mean, I guess it wasn't really staunch support. It was just... Not support. They're just telling the truth with respect to what they saw with their own two eyes and what their experience was. And if you recall, even me, I was saying things like, okay, so somebody else came out and said something. Doesn't mean it's true. I don't do the numbers thing. Just because X amount of people say something doesn't make it true. And especially when you go in and start picking apart some of the stories, and you go, okay, at least 50% of these bitches telling, not telling the truth. But I think what you see now is he has been exposed. The deposition has been put out there where he basically acknowledged, I gave quaaludes to these women for the purpose of having sex with them. He admitted these things. Right, so he's guilty. So for me, this is clear cut. He's done that. But with respect to the Hogan situation, you can't come back. First of all, you can't come back. You're talking about rape. Right. You're talking about somebody just said the word nigger. These are totally different dynamics here. Yeah. Right? You don't get to come back from that. There ain't enough support in the world post-rape that you can come back from that. This is somebody's sisters, daughters, aunts, cousins, mothers, loved ones, co-workers, mothers. Somebody raped your mama right now, you ain't never been to jail, but you be ready to go to jail. Yeah. And any one of us would. So, and however they do it, whether it's a forcible crazy rape or if it's giving some appeal and a gentle rape, whatever. Rape is rape. Yeah. And so you can't really compare the two, but you look at this Hulk Hogan situation, I think that, yes, to your question, if he gets enough support, can it help soften some of the blow or even potentially reverse what's going on at some point or another? Yes, I think it can. Now, he has to get a lot of that support. It can't just be two motherfuckers here and there. He gonna need a whole team, a whole army.
Yeah. It can't just be Virgil and Beefcake, nigga. That's not gonna do it.
It can't be Virgil and Cocoa Beef. You got to be a whole lot of niggas. Man.
Yeah. It's gonna have to be big time motherfuckers too, man. It's gonna have to be, you know. It's gonna have to be some names.
And then look at it like this too. I take that back. He may not need a whole army. Look at it like this. If it's revealed that he did refer to The Rock as a nigger in the Sambo, and Rock came out and showed mercy, I think that could do great things for Hogan's or public perception at this moment. Because somebody who received the bulk, the brunt, the most harsh of that onslaught from Hogan, to come out and just forgive him and say, hey, man, I stick by Hope. That's my guy. He was going through some things. However he does it.
Yeah.
You will really have no choice. You say, okay, he received it. If he can forgive, who am I not to forgive?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Hulk has apologized, man. Every last one of us has done some stupid shit. We've said some things that we've had to come back and apologize for. Shit, even me and you had to apologize to each other.
Yeah.
There's times when we flipped out, said some things, stuff like that. And hey, you know me, nigga. That ain't who I am. I apologize. That ain't gonna happen again. That's what men do. Sometimes it's not always easy to do. I've had to apologize for shit. It wasn't easy. I had to. Oh my God, how am I gonna do this? What if they don't receive it well? I already feel like I'm a dickhead. I look like a fucking dickhead. I look stupid. I feel stupid doing this. But it has to be done. Because the reality is I wasn't right. Yeah. What I brought to the table. And so, you look at that type of thing and you sort of look at what's going on with Hogan now. And the reality is he has his work cut out for him to make things right here.
Yeah.
But there's some things that can work in his favor. It's just a matter of how he goes forward from here. Because this is fresh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's it's nice to see somebody black come out and support him, because before Virgil came out, and I was thinking the only people that was going to support Hogan would be motherfucking Rush Limbaugh and Fox News. The only motherfuckers who would have something positive to say.
Oh, they was ready. They were ready to support.
Right. They was ready to have Hogan on their show.
Oh yeah.
Hey, so listen. So what did you mean about that nigger that you were talking about? Like, was there any particular nigger, or was it just random niggers in general? I mean, shit, they'd be ready.
This is what I hope, though, man. I hope motherfuckers like Sharpton and Jesse Jackson stay away from this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I feel like they've never done good work. I think they've done good work in the past. It's just like they always jump on stuff like this.
And it's not needed this time.
It's not needed this time. Not only is it not needed, but they can actually reverse some progress here by coming out and saying the wrong things. If they come out and say the wrong thing, or if they try to make it about, demonizing Hogan, because this is one of those self-demonizing situations.
Yeah.
So you don't have to come out and demonize him more than what he's already done.
Right.
But if they come out and start, trying to solicit funds and gather up this, that, and the third, they can really hurt things and damage things here. Now, if he reaches out to them, because this has happened in the past where, white folks have gotten their ass kicked in the media for some racism, and they've reached out to Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, not vice versa. Because they think that these two cats represent all of Black America, and we all, beat to the same drum. It is a situation where, okay, you can't be mad at them for getting out there. You say, okay, Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, they're out there all the time now. Hulk Hogan called on them niggas, so you can't be mad.
Mm.
But I'm hoping deep down that doesn't happen, because it's one of those situations where it could probably do without their input, their influence.
Yeah. And
you know them, man. They gonna milk this for every single dollar they can get.
Yeah.
It just sort of takes away from the whole civil rights thing, man, because there's so much opportunity to learn and grow. But when you come in and you try to make it about yourself, you try to make it more public than what it needs to be, you try to inject yourself into the situation unnecessarily, you take away from any good that could have been caused there, that could have been done. Because now people aren't talking about the situation anymore, they're talking about you.
Mm. Very good point.
I mean, we've seen this so much in the past with Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, where they come in, they started running their mouth and talking that old shit, and after a while, people don't want to hear anything anymore. They're like, man, fuck, I don't want to hear nothing.
Yep. I talked about that before.
I got these two niggas again?
Yeah.
Black people, we sitting around like, man, we ain't nobody called them motherfuckers. Where they come from?
Yeah, you know what, man? We actually talked about this with Griff on one of our previous episodes, where you said,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we should call him real quick and get his take.
Yeah, but...
Joy.
Nigga said, let's get Griff's take.
What's that nigga phone number?
Hey, look, man, we got another half hour coming up, man, with this nigga on the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Griff, you're on the J&J show live right now. How do you feel about Hulk Hogan's racist rant?
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I heard about that this afternoon, and while I am disappointed, I'm not surprised. I mean, let's be honest. White folks for the last few years, ever since Trayvon Martin, they've just been showing their more and more of them, more and more, especially in Hollywood, are showing their asses and what they really think.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I understand from what little bit I read, the rant was mainly directed at his daughter Brooke, who I understand either was or maybe she still is, was dating some black dude.
Okay.
And
yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, that was definitely part of it.
So if that's the case, then was it just this particular black dude that he had a problem with, or was it all blacks and he just happened to represent us?
Well, if you look closely, like on Hogan Knows Best, I did watch the show Hardcore, but I did see a few scenes. He was always so protective of Brooke, almost to the point of creepy. Quite frankly, I wonder if he's had some kind of incestuous lust.
Oh, wow.
Towards Brooke. I mean, that thought crossed my mind. I know even some white people who usually try to say, oh, well, maybe it's this, that, try to defend other white folks, and especially celebrities, fuckery. Even some of them didn't even try to defend Hogan on that, because even they thought it was creepy. Wow.
Well, I mean, yeah, I did hear my girl say one time that she saw some pictures of him or whatever, like rubbing suntan lotion all over Brooke. And
that's the one that really.
Oh my God.
That's the one that really made everybody say, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I didn't see
oil on his own daughter.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
I mean,
man.
If she was a little kid, that'd be one thing. But she's a full.
Hey, hold on, man. We just got a message. Woman. Somebody just sent a message to the J&J show. Dear J&J, Brooke also used to twerk for her dad on the show. Wow.
What? Seriously?
What?
Yeah, somebody just wrote in and said that she used to twerk for her own dad. Twerk.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Wait.
Yeah, I know Griff. Griff.
What, did she do that on the
she
show?
Used to twerk. Yeah.
Hey, what, that shit is true. But then again, there's rumor that the son, the one that brain damaged that
Nick. Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, Nick, the one that brain damaged that U.S. soldier,
right,
in that drag race. There's rumors that they actually, it was a news report out. It didn't really make national news, but it did.
What was it?
Make internet news where he had a picture. He had nude pictures on his phone of his own mama.
What? Wow.
Yes.
What the fuck? I ain't heard that one, but I mean, shit, man. With everything else going on, man, it might not, wouldn't surprise me. So then, all right, Griff, do you believe Hulk Hogan is a racist? Yes or no?
Honestly, yeah.
You do? All right. Okay. Do you believe that he should be brought back to WWE ever?
No. The only thing I will support Hulk Hogan on, I know some people are talking about WWE considering taking his spot of the Hall of Fame out. That's the only thing I'll defend him on. I was like, okay, no. He did too much. Yeah, he did too much.
We had just said that.
Yeah, you cannot remove him from the Hall of Fame because he made a couple of remarks. No, that's bullshit right there. That's bullshit.
Yeah, he's done way too much. I mean, if they can leave OJ in the NFL Hall of Fame, and I personally believe whether he's actually guilty or not, I think that Bill Cosby should keep his star on the Walk of Fame because that was for his professional accomplishments.
Yeah,
right.
That's separate to me from what he may or may not have done.
I mean, not only that, but realistically speaking, man, if you take a walk around the Walk of Fame, there's all kind of child molesters and rapists and murderers and all types of shit down there.
To me, I said, look, if you, that's what one person said to me.
You would have to bust up the whole motherfucking block. Get a sledgehammer and bust up the whole block.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, on it. Hey, and if motherfucking superstar Billy Graham can say he wants out of the Hall of Fame like he did a few years ago and his ass is still there, I don't think you should be taking Hogan out.
Here's the thing, man. Take his funky ass. You want out? Who the fuck are you? You can tell me you don't want to be in it. Chill out, man.
Yeah. Oh, superstar Billy Graham, who granted was one of the best superstars in the 70s. I mean, he was never that great, since we're talking about wrestling. He was never that great of a wrestler,
right?
But he was one of the most charismatic. In fact, Hulk Hogan and Jesse Ventura ripped off of him.
Yeah, they said. Yeah. They said that he was obviously the influence for both of their characters at first. But I mean, still, the fact is, man, if Hogan, as much as he's done for wrestling, and let's just call it like it is, man, the WWF in 1984, 85, when they really started to fucking skyrocket, that was spearheaded by Hogan, man. Hogan, all right?
Yeah,
so you cannot take him. He's the reason that your company flourished in the mid to late 80s. And it would not be as big as it is right now, dare I say, without Hulk Hogan back then. So I do not support them taking him out of the Hall of Fame. I don't think they should have removed him, all of his accolades and shit like that. Listen, okay, you want to fire the guy? Fine. Because all these celebrities that get caught up in this shit, they all get fired from their jobs. Now, a lot of them end up getting their jobs back, because Dog the Bounty Hunter, he got his job back, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. But, you don't have to take him out the fucking Hall of Fame. That's going a little bit too far.
Yeah. I made a video about that this afternoon. I said,
we know you did.
WWE firing him, as they should, but I don't support, if they are thinking about taking him out of the Hall of Fame, I don't support that. Hulk Hogan's done way too much.
We know Griff made a video.
Yeah, Griff is always on top of shit.
Griff is on top of shit, man.
But
hey, Griff, by the way, man, what are your thoughts on so much shit happening, man. What are your thoughts on that Sandra Bland situation? Do you think she was murdered? Do you think that she killed herself, like the cops are claiming? What do you think?
It's possible she may have killed herself, but something in my gut just tells me there's more to that story.
There's more to that shit, man.
Plus, that
not only that,
man,
but if you look at the goddamn video that the police put out there from her arrest, there is obviously doctoring and editing of that video going on.
Yeah, I finally saw that whole footage, by the way.
They took out shit, they edited shit, they took out some of what they were saying to her, all kind of things. Then they're saying that the mugshot, she's actually dead in the fucking mugshot. And I didn't even think that never even crossed my mind until somebody said it. And then I went back and looked at the damn picture, and I'm like, wait a minute. This woman is... it's crazy, man.
And then also, who takes a mugshot in the jumpsuit already?
Exactly.
Usually when they take your ass in, you still in your street clothes.
Right.
Huh.
Even around here in Bluefield, when I see mugshots, most people are still in their clothes that they were arrested in.
Yeah. So what they did, man, they took pictures. They took all the mugshots that came in that night around that time, and they compared all those mugshots to hers. And the differences are significant. In that one, you can see that she's laying on the floor as opposed to taking a mugshot, taking a picture. Two, what Griff just mentioned. Obviously she already had her prison gear on, whereas everybody else has on street clothes that they were arrested in. Then what's even more crazy is the alignment of her head, which makes it clear that she is on the floor. If you look at the background of the picture, the background is the same as the cell that she was placed in, where everybody else's picture is different. So it just lets you know that there's some fishy stuff going on here, man. And to think that all of this shit started because she failed to signal while changing lanes or something that petty, I mean, it's just absurd, man. And it lets you know that a black life in this country, when it comes to the police, doesn't mean shit. They will beat your ass, shoot your ass. It all comes down to, quote-unquote, disrespect, or what they deem as disrespect. And if they feel like you disrespected them, then you are not a human being anymore. You're a fucking low-grade nigga. Can do whatever they want to you because you had the audacity to question their authority. And it lets you know that slave master mentality still exists and persists to this day.
On Bill Cosby, I mean, I've made all kinds. I no longer defend him, but at the same time, I stopped short of calling him a rapist. And some people might, you know, and what's funny is it's mostly black people, especially black women.
Mm-hmm.
Especially black women. It's like, over 40 women then came over. He admitted he gave them drugs. How much more proof do you need? I say, look, number one, he never actually said he gave them the drugs unknowingly. Number one. Number two, we have no proof whether they knew or not. In fact, in one of the statements, he even said some of the women knew what they were taking. Number two. Number three, 40-some women, and most of them white women, and not one of them roll on him all these years.
Yeah, that's questionable. I mean, but the thing is, Bill Cosby was kind of goofy and shit. Like, he had money and everything like that, but he wasn't no player. Like, money and stuff don't always get you the results that you want. Obviously, we have to use Quaaludes and things like that to get laid. So,
yeah,
Bill Cosby, he was a rapist. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he was a rapist. He admitted to giving drugs and having non-consensual sex
for
with
the
women.
sole purpose of having sex with them. Yes. So
to me, that makes him a rapist. You know, we can play with words and semantics all we want to. Here's my thing, though. He's a rapist, but I don't think he was a conscious rapist. You feel what I'm saying? Like, in his mind, this wasn't rape. This was something else. This was, this ain't rape. Like, I didn't force anybody physically. I didn't.
Yeah, you just put them hoes to sleep.
You just put them to sleep.
Fuck them while they was asleep.
It's just gently taking what maybe I couldn't have got anyway. I don't know what his mindset was, but I don't think his mind at all was, I'm raping somebody here. And to me, that's scary in a lot of ways. Because, you know, well, what else has this motherfucker done that he sat back, you know, that ain't what it is. You know.
Yeah.
I think like that. Like, what else has he done?
I will say this, though. I stopped short of calling because nobody's been able to definitely prove it. But I will also say, I'm not going to say he didn't do it either.
Okay, so what the fuck are you saying, Griff? Shit, did he do it or not?
There's no definite proof.
Oh, come on, man. Look, man, this motherfucker did it. He's guilty. This nigga's a rapist, and that's just the end of it.
Well, I will say this, though. Him using drugs when he had celebrity and all that is a disappointment. I'm like, you're fucking Bill Cosby. If you really had your game tight,
slow down, man.
Like you said that, you shouldn't have need Quaaludes.
What is your logic, man? But you saying, explain your logic to me again. I'm trying to understand this here.
What?
Your logic.
What?
You saying Bill Cosby not a
Cosby?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another reason why I try not to get into it too much is because they want us to all turn up back to Bill Cosby, call him a rapist and such. And he may very well be one. At the same time, though, you got Stephen Collins admitting on tape he molested a 12-year-old boy, and there's not nearly this much outrage.
But he wasn't nowhere near as popular. I mean, Bill Cosby is a legend. Stephen Collins is not a fucking legend. It's just like if somebody up the block got accused of X, Y, and Z, he wouldn't give a fuck. But if it was Michael Jordan, he'd be like, well, that's Jordan. I mean, that's the difference right there, Griff. But what I'm asking you, though, because you just sat here and said on the J&J show that you just said that you're still not buying that it was rape. So what is it then?
Well, I should correct myself. I no longer defend him.
Okay.
The reason I've never called him a rapist still is because no one's ever got a full confession saying that he did in fact. But I see your point though. Maybe in his mind he feels it wasn't.
But Griff, you can't sit there and tell me that the only way you will say somebody is guilty of something is if they admit their guilt. I mean, shit, if that's the fucking case, nobody would ever be guilty of anything.
Well, that's true.
I mean, motherfuckers don't just say, yeah, hey, look, you caught me. I'm a rapist motherfucker. Okay. I mean, no, that shit don't happen like that.
Well, that's true. Yeah, most people are not going to flat out admit it.
I mean, look, okay.
Well,
let's say a motherfucker is being accused of murder, right? But his ass don't want to go to prison. So he like, no, I didn't murder that motherfucker.
Come on, Griff.
Well,
Griff, I know you don't believe in that stuff, man. Come on, man.
No.
Come on, man.
I do got a question, though. Do you think he did that to all 40 women, though?
Hell, fuck no. And I made that clear a long time ago. I don't think all them bitches tell the truth.
Yeah, and that's another thing I get the arguments about.
That's neither here nor there. But listen, I think at least 30 to 50% of them are making up shit. Janice Dickinson is one of them. I don't think he raped her. Or Chanel, what's the bitch name? Iman, what's the other model?
I know who you're talking about.
One of them.
She was like real big for a while. I know who you're talking about.
She's a model, a black model. She's friends with Janice Dickinson. She claimed Cosby had did some stuff with her. I don't believe neither one of them was. But I think some of them were telling the truth. In particular, the one who sued him back in 2006 or whatever the case was, where they settled, ended up settling out of court. I think she was telling the truth. And I'm going to tell you why. Because innocent men don't settle. I've always felt like that. Listen, we can go to Michael Jackson. We can go to what was that motherfucker, the big preacher down there, the gay one, the one that they exposed with the fucking curl wig, that nigga, Eddie Long.
Yeah.
Another motherfucker.
Yeah. Ooh,
so I always look at it like this, man. These situations, listen, if I have X amount of millions of dollars, Cosby is damn near worth $500 million, if I understand correctly. Why wouldn't I fight everyday average Joe ass chick till she's penniless? If she's accusing me of some shit when she ain't got a shred of evidence,
and you know that you didn't do it,
and you know you didn't do it. I mean, just like Michael Jackson. If you didn't do it, Mike, and I really don't think Mike did it. I just think he was childish in a lot of ways and immature.
Yeah, he was
I don't think
childish.
He's but
and then also a lot of people around him, because from what I understand about that first one that he said, which I always said was a mistake, he should have never settled with that first family, because that's what opened the door for that second trial.
Yeah.
But I've always thought, what I heard is a lot of them talked him into selling, because he actually wanted to go to court.
Who talked him into selling?
They talked him into selling at the time, because he had a lot of concerts and big record deals going at the time, and they just wanted to get this over with and behind him.
Oh, so you mean like his management and shit like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael actually wanted to go to court.
Yeah, I mean, but see, the thing is that those boys that accused him, they both eventually came out and said they was lying.
Yeah.
So I think one of them committed suicide.
So, I mean, really, so see that right there, motherfucker committed suicide, so, I mean, shit, he still didn't profit or benefit that much from it. I mean, hell, he's dead, and the other one, I mean, it was all a ploy to get some money, because we all knew Mike didn't really have a fucking childhood, and so he liked to be around kids and shit like that. Just a big-ass kid. And they took that and said, okay, you know what, let's turn this into something dirty and exploit him and then get as much money from him as we can. And, to me, that was fucked up. So I don't believe that he did that shit, but I do believe Bill Cosby did that shit. And, I mean, shit, look, man, a lot of them motherfuckers did that shit. I mean, hell, fucking OJ did the shit, right?
Uh-huh.
But Griff, now, because what you said earlier, hey, well, I don't believe Cosby did it because he didn't say he did it. I mean, shit, OJ didn't say he did it either. But he did everything but say he did the shit. Hey, you remember that book that was going to come out?
Okay, let me...
How I would have killed Nicole if it was me? I mean, what the fuck? For real?
Okay, let me rephrase myself. The reason I've stopped short so far of calling him that is because of calling him full-blown. It's because people want me to come out and say, yeah, Bill Cosby was a rapist. He raped all those women. And I get people mad when I say, yeah, he might have raped some of them. He didn't rape all of them. They say, what do you mean he didn't rape all of them and stuff? That white supremacist mindset, they want you to go along with their narrative all the way that, yeah, he did all for this. I was like, hell no, he ain't fuck all those women.
Here's the thing, though. He can still be a racist without having raped all 40-some-odd women.
Yeah.
If you rape one or two women, you're still a rapist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. But the reason I tend to take that stance is because it seems like people want Bill Cosby like all the way guilty. They want like black people to say, oh, he did that to all 40 of those women. And I'm like, and I tend to take that stance more like a defiant stance. Now, listening to you, the way you're talking logic.
Yeah, well, that's what we do
you're
here on the
talking
James Show. You know, we're logical people.
Yeah, you're talking logic. Now, if you was to come up to me and to say what you just said, now I would agree with you. Did he rape some of them? More than likely. Did he rape all 40? Hell no. Like you said, there's no way. But a lot of people, when you tell that to them, they kind of get mad because they want you to say, oh, go along with their bullshit narrative that he raped all. I was like, there's no way.
Okay, well then hold on then, Griff.
There's no way.
Okay, I got a question for you. How many, Griff? How many of those women do you believe he actually had sex with without their consent and or knowledge or previous permission?
I mean, that's the one you mentioned from 2005.
No, that was the other Jay. That wasn't me. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the one that settled out of court.
That one I would be willing to give you. And maybe some of the ones they haven't really covered that much, probably. The ones they keep putting the spotlight on, like the woman in the 60s who said, he forced me to give him a blowjob down at Johnny Carson's show in the green room, and Denise Dickerson and that one black model who I still can't think of her name. That woman, no, I don't believe them. Those three I don't believe.
Okay, hold on, Griff.
The ones that they haven't really covered that much, I'd be more willing.
Now listen, I know that there's a lot of them that you don't believe. I'm asking you how many specifically, give me a number, out of the 40, how many do you think he's actually guilty of having sex with when he should not have been?
Out of those 40?
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, some of them have said sexual assault, but out of those 40, I'd say at least, I'll go ahead and say 10.
Okay.
He's a say 10.
I'll go ahead and say 10. But like you said, it don't matter. The other 39 could be lying. If he just raped one, he's still a rapist.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, one thing about Cosby, man, I'll tell you this. Because, I mean, in the 80s, man, in the 70s when he was at his hottest, and everybody has made this point. He didn't have to rape nobody. Cosby could have got him some ass.
And that's what I tell people. I was like, what's most disappointing about this, whether he actually raped anybody or not, is that he didn't need Quaaludes. I mean, he was one of the biggest stars in the world. There was probably women, as goofy as he was, there's probably women that would have gave him that ass, got butt naked in the middle of the street in broad daylight and gave it to him for free.
Yes.
Right there.
And listen, here is my issue, too, because, listen, every single one of us, we know bitches that won't fuck us, but we know a whole lot more that will. So, so if we...
not Griff.
Big time.
Griff don't know about that.
Yeah. This nigga Griff don't get turned down and shit. But I tell you this, though. If you are a huge celebrity and you know that there are bitches everywhere who will be down to give you the ass in a heartbeat, down to suck you off and everything else. Okay, so let's say I happen to run across a bitch who doesn't want to fuck me. Okay, so what? Bitch, I can probably fuck 10 other bitches that look better than you. So why would I resort to giving you shit, motherfucking Quaaludes and drugging your drinks and all kinds of... I don't have to do that shit. Because if you don't want to fuck, okay, fine. Plenty of other hoes that do, and I can fuck them and have a hell of a time and not worry about your ass after that. So that's the shit that I don't get, because Cosby had it like that to where a lot of hoes would go ahead and suck his dick just for the fact that he was Bill fucking Cosby. So why worry about Janice Dickinson and all the rest of them hoes when you have so many of these others who may even look better than them be willing to give it to you? It just don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, that's the part that really... And you know who my heart goes out to, too? I mean, I know she's standing by the mantra of standing by her man, but I feel so bad for his wife. Camille.
I don't. And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
He knew everybody Everybody knows that she knew that Bill was a cheater, a serial cheater. She knew that he was a serial cheater. Why do we feel bad for her by sticking by him? It's like
I kind of feel a little bit bad. At the same time, I understand, and even see your point too. She had to have known he was doing some of it.
She acknowledged it.
She may not have known everything.
In a letter she put out there not too long ago, or maybe a couple of weeks ago, where she acknowledged all of this bullshit that's going on, and she basically said, my husband is perfect. He never has been perfect, and I know about certain things, and this, that, and the third. So, I'm like, well, it's hard. Griff, I take that back, man. I kind of do understand where you're coming from with feeling sorry for her, because they got kids, right? And the kids are innocent. The kids are going to suffer, even though they're adults and things like that. But I will say this, man, and I've said this before, and me and Jay, we kind of agreed on this, Griff. I don't know where you stand. Or maybe we talked about this with you before. But my whole thing with Cosby, man, yes, he did a lot by portraying black people positively in the 80s and the 70s when we really needed that imagery out there to sort of transition how the world viewed us in a lot of ways. He was instrumental in that. We can never take that away from him. I'll always be grateful to Cosby for doing that with not only the Cosby Show, but some of the other things that he did. Having that said, over the past 10 years, 10, 12, 13 years, he's been a complete dickhead to the black community. He's always talking some shit.
Oh, I agree with that.
He's always in the media running his mouth. He's always telling niggas to pull your pants up. Nigga, take care of your kids. And nigga, learn how to cook. And nigga, learn how to sew. And nigga, do this and do that. And you're like, wait a minute, man.
Yeah.
Some fucking respect and some dignity, bitch. Because his reality, man, Cosby is acting like he didn't grow up fucking poor, too. And there's a lot of black folks that don't grow up with a fucking mama and a daddy. A lot of kids at home being raised by their drug-addicted auntie, because they ain't. What Cosby has to understand, man, is a lot of what we see out here, and I'm like him, too, in a lot of ways, but some of this shit disgusts me. When I go places and I run into these young boys and they talking shit and they loud and they showing their boxers and their fucking underwear hanging out, it irritates me. But this is what I don't do. I don't try to publicly shame them, because what good is that doing? And then you can't publicly shame them without acknowledging the totality of the situation, which is these motherfuckers that are coming from broken homes, they don't have a goddamn mama and a daddy like we had that kicked us in the fucking ass when we got out of line. They're not coming from that. They're coming from motherfuckers selling drugs in the next room. They're coming from motherfuckers doing drugs in the next room. They're coming from motherfuckers telling them that they ain't gonna never be shit, so they better pick up this pistol and learn how to rob somebody. That's the environment that they're coming from, and Cosby is not acknowledging that. And what pissed me off really about the situation is he wouldn't even talk about a plan to help save some of that youth. Mm-hmm. I feel like motherfuckers like him, goddamn Oprah, motherfucking Eddie Murphy, Michael Jordan, Spike Lee, there's a lot of black folk that have a lot of fucking money that could put their resources together and do a lot to save a lot of that youth out there, man, that's lost. But they won't even talk about the shit. They see him and they go, oh, them motherfuckers over there. Not Spike Lee so much because he's done a lot. And I think Oprah has donated some shit here and there. They're all donated. But we don't see them conversations enough where they come together and say, hey, listen, this is a plan. This is what we're going to do. Every last one of us worth damn near $1 billion or close to it. Or rather, we all have enough money to spare here. Let's put some shit in play for folks that are trying to do something, or put something in play that'll help save some of these youth from circumstances that they weren't able to control. Motherfuckers didn't ask to be born to drug-addicted parents. You're fucking lucky if you weren't. I was lucky because I wasn't. I was born to motherfuckers that had an education and worked hard and things like that. Mm-hmm. Jay, the same thing. Griff, you the same thing. But think about how your life would have been if you was born and your mama was on crack and your dad was a street thug, or your cousins and your aunts and your other siblings were drug runners. Like, how would you have turned out? You would have been doing the same fucking thing, most likely. Or if you grew up in the projects, you'd have been doing the same fucking thing, most likely. But we don't have real discussions about how we rescue these kids from that type of situation. Instead, we wait until they get older and we don't acknowledge them. We dismiss them altogether.